Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because, man, we are going to dive into a genuinely powerful fable. Now, don't worry, this isn't just another boring lecture on productivity or, color coding your daily planner. What we're about to explore is a profound, life-changing story pulled directly from our source material that will completely shift how you look at time management and procrastination. And this is especially true if you're a young student trying to navigate all the pressures of school and life. Think about this for a second. What if you were literally throwing away a fortune every single day and you didn't even realize it? Sounds totally crazy, right? I mean, no one in their right mind would just casually toss away millions of dollars. Okay, let's dive into this concept, because the hard truth is we're dealing with a currency far more valuable than cash. We're talking about an unspent fortune that we hold in our hands every single morning. And that fortune is surprisingly simple: 24. We all get exactly 24 hours a day, no exceptions. It's the ultimate equalizer. Yet the way we spend this universal currency is precisely what separates those who go on to achieve extraordinary things from those who just kind of remain stuck in the exact same place year after year. The difference between actually realizing your dreams and letting them slip away? Well, it isn't always about your natural talent or luck or even where you come from. It's completely about how you treat this number. To really bring this home, our source material introduces us to a super relatable young student. Now, this kid had unbelievable potential. He had everything going for him: supportive parents, teachers who totally recognized his intelligence, a really comfortable environment. But he was trapped by one highly destructive habit. You definitely know the symptoms. It's saying, "I'll do it later, Mom," when asked to do chores. There is still plenty of time when a teacher assigns homework. Or maybe next time when friends invite him to join extra classes. He was basically pushing his entire life to later, completely unaware that later is the exact thief that steals our dreams. And because of those little excuses, this huge, glaring contrast started showing up in his life. Imagine his classmates as this thriving, flourishing forest. They're learning to play instruments, excelling in their studies, growing stronger every day. Meanwhile, the boy was like a tree that simply refused to grow. He remained totally stagnant. Eventually, after failing yet another important exam, the boy found himself sitting alone, deeply frustrated, and honestly just confused about why he was constantly being left behind. Section 1. The Fisherman in the Dark, a sage's metaphor. So when the frustrated boy finally poured his heart out to his father, he was gently sent to a wise sage for help. But the sage didn't offer a stern lecture. Instead, he decided to teach him a lesson with a dramatic story about a poor fisherman. Picture this scene. It's way before dawn. The moon is completely hidden behind these thick clouds, and it is just pitch black out. A poor fisherman is walking to his usual spot by the riverbank. On his way, he trips over a heavy cloth sack. He picks it up, feels around, and assumes it's just a collection of smooth stones. So he sits down by the water to wait for the sun. With literally nothing else to do in the dark, he reaches into the sack, pulls out a stone, and tosses it into the river. Plop, plink. He sits there listening to the satisfying sounds of the stones sinking into the dark water, casually throwing away what he just assumes is extra weight. Let's move to the timeline and see how this builds. At 4 a.m., he finds the sack. By 4:30 a.m., he's just sitting there waiting for the sunrise. At 5 a.m., purely to amuse himself and pass the time, he starts throwing these stones one by one. And he throws them lazily, sometimes far out, making a deep plunk, sometimes near, making a gentle plink. He even sits there musing to himself that life is kind of like these stones, heavy to carry, but when thrown into the river of time, they barely make a ripple. He keeps this up for a whole hour, until 6 a.m., when a thin line of orange finally appears on the horizon, and the dawn slowly begins to reveal the river. So the fisherman reaches into his sack for what he thinks is the last time. His fingers scrape the bottom, and he pulls out the very last object. Out of that entire heavy sack, he has exactly one stone left. He holds it up, ready for one final lazy throw into the water. But right at that exact moment, the morning sun's very first ray strikes his hand, and the stone literally explodes with light. His heart stops, his breath catches in his throat, because in his weathered palm lies not a stone, but a brilliant, flawless diamond. He immediately turns the empty sack inside out in sheer panic, desperately hoping to find another one. But there's nothing. He falls to his knees, sobbing, crying out, "In my ignorance, I threw away a whole sack of precious diamonds." The devastating realization hits him that he had literally thrown away the generational wealth that could have fed and saved his family forever, all by his own hands. He lazily tossed an absolute fortune into a river simply because he couldn't see what he was holding in the dark.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sage's whole point. The student casually tossing away his hours, that was exactly like the fisherman lazily tossing away stones. The sage looked right at the boy and explained, "You are like that fisherman, and your life is like that sack of diamonds. Every day, every hour, every moment is a precious gem." Every single time that boy said, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I'm still young," he was taking a precious diamond and throwing it straight into the river of wasted time.
You see, the darkness in this story isn't just nighttime. For young students especially, the darkness is that really comforting but highly dangerous illusion that we have infinite tomorrows. It represents a total lack of awareness about how precious and limited our time truly is. By the time most people finally wake up, when the light of understanding actually dawns, they look in their sack and realize they've already wasted most of their treasures.
Section 2, the student's transformation from procrastinator to top scholar. Hearing all this, the boy was actually brought to tears, but not tears of sadness. These were tears of immense gratitude and determination, because unlike the fisherman, his sun was just rising and his sack was still full. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the night and day behavioral shift we see in the boy right after this realization. His later became immediately when his mom asked for help. Plenty of time turned into doing the work the same day the teacher assigned it. And when new opportunities popped up, instead of brushing them off with a "next time," he grabbed them with both hands. He stopped putting things off entirely and started treating every single minute like the massive wealth it actually was. And the long-term results of this shift? Absolutely staggering. He literally transformed into the school's most dependable student, completely catching up with his peers within a single year. It just proves that mastering time as a young student is your absolute greatest advantage. Treating time like a precious commodity leads directly to catching up and eventually completely surpassing your classmates in discipline and success. Years later, as a highly successful man, he'd share this exact story to explain his secret. Section 3, your sack of diamonds, the unspent wealth in your hands. All right, let's pull this lesson out of the fable and bring it right into your life today.
So, the crucial point is, how do you apply this to your own unspent wealth? Step 1, realize your dawn hasn't passed yet. You are alive, you're learning, your sack is definitely not empty. Step 2, recognize the immense value of your time before the light comes too late. And step 3, stop scrolling endlessly. Consider this for a moment. The average person spends over 2 hours a day just looking at social media. That is literally a handful of diamonds thrown into the river every single afternoon. Look, you can't get back the diamonds you've already tossed away, but you have absolute 100% control over the ones still in your hand. Start treasuring every moment instead.
I want you to remember this really profound truth from the text. Tomorrow is just an illusion we use to comfort ourselves today. Success isn't about somehow magically getting more time than anyone else. It's about an awakening. It's about acting perfectly in this current moment. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment because you finally realize that this moment, right here, right now, is the perfect moment. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question, really a challenge, especially for the students listening. The dawn is breaking in your life right now, so what diamond will you stop throwing away today? What is that one task, that one dream, that one piece of homework or new opportunity you've been pushing off to a tomorrow that may never actually come? Stop living in the dark. Stop treating your time like worthless stones. Grab that diamond, treasure it, and start building the life you're meant to live today. Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer. Now go out there and make this moment shine.